Hey guys, it's Jasmine and welcome back to another video on my Handmade Christmas series for 2017. We have another light up card for you. So I've gotten started with an alcohol ink background, and I've just done that using stripes across the cardstock, and I've used glossy cardstock for this. And then I went ahead and used a small star die and cut out the little star at the top right corner. And then I'm using two stamps. One is from Penny Black, Rejoice with Joy, and that's the sentiment one. And then the Snowman is from My Favorite Things, Holiday Hug Snowman. This is an older Snowman set, and I'm not sure if it's still available, but I will look to see if it is, and if it is, I will link it. So I'm going to stamp both of those using some Versamark, and then heat emboss them using some Wow Vintage Champagne embossing powder. And you can kind of see it there with the Versamark, and that kind of gives you a good indication of whether or not you need to stamp again. And using the Misty for this kind of makes it perfect so that you can stamp again if you need to, and it won't be altered in any way. It'll stamp perfectly. So just use my paintbrush to get off any bits of stray powder that is still stuck there. And I did use a powder tool to kind of help with that, because the glossy cardstock with alcohol ink tends to be a little bit more staticky than traditional cardstock. So I like to use the powder tool on those. And whenever you're heat embossing, you want to let your gun run for 30 to 60 seconds before applying it to your paper. That you've got more heat for less time, and you avoid warping as much as possible by doing that. So there we've got our panel all heat embossed and pretty. So now we're going to go on to the light up feature, the Chibitronics circuit. And I really recommend the kit that they have. And in the kit you get the circuits, sorry, not the circuits, the little lights, the foil tape, and the batteries to build the circuit, as well as this little booklet. And the little booklet has several different ways of building the simple circuit template like you see right there. And then they have a lot more complicated ones as well. So you can kind of start small and go big, or I keep all of the cards in this series fairly simple. They're just simple single circuits. But you can do a lot of really cool things with these. So what I've done is I've got just a simple piece of cardstock, and I'm building a housing for the battery with a little flap there. And then I've taken the peel off little triangle that comes around the little light itself to give me a template for where my copper tape needs to go. And so basically I'm just following the template they give you in the book to create the circuit for the light. And I've used the star word that we've stamped to kind of give me a place for where I want the battery. So that you press on the star and the little star lights up. Kind of makes sense, right? So here I'm building the circuit, and I'm leaving some slack between the battery casing that we've created and the copper tape stuck down to the cardstock. And that just gives it a little bit of slack, so I'm not putting tension on that copper tape because it is fairly fragile. It will tear easily. So by leaving a little bit of extra, not a lot, maybe a couple millimeters of slack in there, it prevents it from tearing or anything. And if the copper tape were to tear, it's going to break the circuit and it won't work. So using my bone folder to kind of press down that copper tape really well and make sure that that circuit is stuck down to the copper tape so that it will work. And then using some double thick foam tape to build the housing for our battery so that it doesn't move. And you do not want to remove the top backing paper to the foam tape. You want to leave that on there so that the circuit isn't on all the time. It'll just wear out your battery faster. So you want to leave that open. because when you put your card together, it's going to leave it open enough to where it's only going to light up when you press it down. Whereas if you stick it down with the backing paper and the foam tape, it'll be lighting constantly, and then your battery will wear out and you won't have a light up card anymore. And the foam tape I'm using is 3M 3/4 of an inch wide foam tape that I've doubled up. And then you can cut this to fit any size you need. So make it skinnier, leave it thick, or wide I should say. Just kind of trimming off any excess cardstock that's going to show around the edges of the card. And trimming my foam tape to fit where I need it. Now the foam tape on top of the copper tape isn't going to interrupt the circuit at all. And then I'm going to use just a little piece of vellum behind that star. So you can see how that looks. Looks really cool. And these little lights are pretty bright too. So I've positioned that battery to sit behind the word star. So when you press on the star will light up. And I will put a little note on the inside of the card when I send it to the recipient to press it on the star and it will light up. But I think it's pretty self-explanatory. With handling, they'll probably notice that it lights up, so not too worried about sending instructions. See? And that's the card for today. So let me know what you think. Let me know if you have any questions. Don't forget to hit the like, comment, and subscribe, and we will catch you next time. Merry Christmas, guys!